Just got back from a swap meet. Dave and I, the friend of mine that has the El Camino that was in the last couple videos ago, went out to Novi to the Suburban Collection showplace to a swap meet, and I picked up quite a few things. It wasn't as good as when it was at the Gibraltar Trade Center, but it was still pretty good. It was a lot bigger at the Gibraltar Trade Center, but that's closed up, so they moved it. Let me show you what I got. Here's some of the things I picked up at the swap meet. Buck each. Guy had a box of junk and he said everything was a buck. So I love this old kind of stuff like this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Never used. I think these filters will fit that 352 too. So anyway, I just thought when I buy stuff like that, I just like it. I might put one or two on the shelf. And then I got this, an E70 ignition coil. It says Ford on it. Well, as soon as I opened the box, I knew it would work on this car. It's a Borg Warner for use with external resistor, which these have. And that coil will replace that one. And the tower isn't all cracked up like the other one. The tower is like brand new on this one. So we got a coil, so I can at least get it running with the points. And I got a bunch of, as long as we're here, I got two different sizes of these because I was starting to get low on them, and I got bolts too. So that's the one size, which is 5/16 and quarter. Now the reason why I got the 5/16 was I was running out of them, and that's where these go on the old Defender on it. As you remember, I broke one's missing. They're rusty, so I bought a box of them. So I'll put new of these on, and I bought new bolts that thread into them, so I don't have to put the old rusty ones or bead blast and paint the rusty ones. I'll just put brand spanking new bolts in, and I'll save the old stuff. I'll put it in the baggie and it'll stay with the car. One of the two horns didn't blow, so I picked up, guy told me they both work, so I'm taking his word for it, but the price for both was right, and I gave him $10 for the pair. I spent, I think, $20 on everything I bought. $30 I bought from this guy. But I got the pair of horns. He had, and these, believe it or not, are the correct horns. I held them up to the originals, and they're, the only difference is this has this little cut on an angle here, and the original horns, that's just square right there. There's no cut on an angle there. But other than that, they're identical. So that's part of what I got, and I couldn't find my power steering pulley puller for nothing. The puller that clips on. I loaned it to somebody and they never returned it, so I bought a brand new one, and at the swap meet. And I'll show you how this works. They're pretty cut and dry and pretty simple, and that way I can get the power steering pump apart. I searched for it for couple hours one day and about an hour yesterday and just gave up. And today I was at the swap meet. They had them. $20, just bought it. I also got another one of these. This is on my little 6-volt battery for the 175, and it hasn't been on it in a while, but I have one. I bought it last year at Autorama, and I use it on the Bel Air, and I really like it. I bought the cheap ones, you can get them at Walmart or Meijer or Harbor Freight, and I ended up ruining batteries with them, and batteries cost quite a bit of money, so I spent the money on one of these last year, and it's been on the Bel Air. This is the second winter on the Bel Air. But I needed one. I was bringing it back and forth, when I go up to my dad's, I'd bring it back here and use it and take it back up there. It was a pain. So I bought another one that I can keep around the garage even when the Bel Air's in storage with the maintainer on it. And So that's just on the 6-volt motorcycle battery. These will do 6 or 12 volt, and it automatically senses what it's on. Pretty decent battery maintainer. I also got some plugs and grommets. This is I thought that the one on the firewall is 3 1/4 by 1 1/4, and this is 3 3/8 by 1 3/8, something like that. Anyway, I thought it would fit, but it's just too tight. I can't fit it in there, but you know, for a little cost, I thought I'd give it a try. He didn't have any in the dimensions I needed, but he did have these, and I'll show you where I put them already on the car. I was looking for a neutral safety switch, and there was a guy there with tons of mid-60s Ford stuff, including convertible top pumps, cylinders, hydraulic lines, everything. Could have bought a guaranteed to work convertible top motor for $40, but I think, you know, the pump and everything, but I think this one's all right. I'll check it out next couple days. But I didn't find one of those, but I bought this. I needed the rubber bit. I didn't need the metal. This metal isn't even correct for the car. I asked the guy if he wanted to just sell a rubber. He said no, he wanted to sell the whole thing, but for a couple dollars I bought it because I couldn't find that reproduced or available anywhere. And this is why I got it. See, it's the same grommet, but see how that one's messed up? That's where the radiator sits, and there's even like a washer underneath it, and why I don't know. So these are going to go away, and that other one's going on. And this I can't find reproduced either, and I couldn't find one of those at the swap, so I'm just going to reinstall this one. I didn't put the plugs through because I was going to see if I could get another one. That's what that should have looked like, and that's what that's going to do. It's you know, like I say, that's where the radiator sits at the bottom. Top bracket goes on here to hold the top of the radiator. And so that was just kind of some of the things I got at the swap meet today. Oh, and the carb kit did not come with the gasket that goes between. There's an aluminum spacer between the carburetor and the intake manifold. And coolant travels through that to warm the throttle body so you don't get frost in it in the cold weather around here. The heater hose goes from here on the intake. This is the thermostat, so it's in the thermostat housing, into the base of that plate, comes out this end. The hose comes around and goes up over the choke stove there, goes in there and comes out here, curves around and comes to this part of the heater core, and then this one goes to the water pump. So I did get the gasket for that between the two. The one that was on there kind of tore when I took it off, and I wasn't going to reuse it anyway. And it's just got duct tape over it right now to keep anything from going down the intake. But I think I'm going to go through the carburetor in the next few days, and I wanted the gasket so I could button it all up once I rebuild the carburetor. I don't want to have to rebuild it and then not be able to put it on as I, you know, bolt it down because I'm missing this, and you got to hunt it up. So that was a good find too. I think this was $2. I don't remember. So yeah, so I did okay at the swap meet today. These were the other grommets that I got too. So they're both, I kind of messed them up taking them out, and they're super hard. And I measured those. I had everything written down on a little post-it note that I wanted to hunt for, and I measured these before I left and measured that hole before I left. And found grommets for all of them, all the holes in the body, except for that where the air conditioning lines went through. So I'll hunt around and find a grommet for there because I want to cap that off soon. There's the other one. So yeah, there's two. And that's seam sealer around this one. That original one had seam sealer around it, so it was on there. So I just did that again. There's a set of numbers there. It looks like 4-26. There's a set of numbers above it, and maybe a 33 below it, or it's hard to tell what that is. This was one of the things too I got with those horns and stuff. Just kind of bought a whole pile of stuff and got like a, what do they call that when you buy a whole lot of stuff, a package deal or whatever, you know, just put everything bundled. I just bundled all the parts up I wanted and asked the guy how much for everything. And, you know, he'd been telling me, oh, I want this for that or whatever. And when I was done, I was just like, give me a price. Let's work a deal. But I might see if I can take this part off of this, and then that's exactly the same relay other than this. I might have some of these, I don't know. I'm going to look at my dad's before I go to the effort of taking this tab off, but if I don't, or I could take this can off and bead blast it and then clear paint it, and then if the breaker's good, just put it back on. If the breaker's bad, just swap the cover out. So that's an option too. And the Motorcraft fuel filter, it's brand new. It's not dirty, it just, the guy had a whole bunch of them and I just grabbed one and threw it in with my bundle of stuff. And but yeah, that's there. You can still buy these new at the auto parts, but you know, it's a correct Motorcraft one, and I don't know, I just decided, you know, throw it in the deal. I mean, everything that I bought was like $20. I don't remember, it wasn't that much. And why I'm just yapping about stuff and not working on the car at all today, somebody asked me about this, the stamp on the alternator. And this is what I used. And I just, the key to not making it look bad is I just spray painted the piece of cardboard, or like a, not like corrugated cardboard, but like a really smooth flat piece. I put a thin coat of paint and used that to dab this, and then I just held it up to the alternator and kind of carefully did that, and that's what I came up with. This is, well, it's that one right there. This car does not have the 55 amp alternator. It's got a 42. That is what this alternator is. The voltage regulator is what told me that. It says, you can't see it here, but take my word for it, it's like a silver auto light on there, and that would have been the 42 amp regulator. That's no doubt in my mind that's original, but I do have the one for the 55 also. And you know, so if you're local and you want to try it on your alternator, you know, let me know. And if you want to stamp your alternator, I got, like I say, both stamps. So that's how I did the alternator. And one last thing in this video, I guess Dave was trying to leave some comments for some of the viewers of my video with the Zell Camino, and for some reason he couldn't leave comments. Now, I found in the past, if I'm using a device that I'm not signed in with my password and stuff, the comments won't go down. So whatever, if you want to leave a comment on my videos, anyone, and you can't, if it rejects allowing you to, you need to be signed into YouTube with your user account on whatever device you're using, and then you should be able to leave comments. So hopefully, you know, you can, everyone can leave them, but like Dave said, he just hasn't had luck. So if you're using your phone, Dave, try and sign into YouTube with it, or if you're using your computer, make sure you're signed in under your user, which, you know, you can use your Google email if you want, or whatever, you know, whatever you set up, but you know, use your password and sign into YouTube, and then you can leave comments. If you're not signed in, the comments generally don't show up. I won't see them anyway, and other people may not see them either. So that was just a little about, you know, today's going-ons was a swap meet, hunting around for car parts, and a little just rambling. So that's it for this video. If you like my videos, hit the like button, or this particular video, hit the like button, and if you like my channel, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.